board here. I am going to rock and roll. I kind of switched paths a little bit. I wanted to have this on record because I've had this question a couple of times. So I really want to make sure you guys know, the big picture. So the past couple of weeks, we've really zoomed out. My first thing with you guys, if you did not listen to the recording yesterday from the United Leaders group, that's Kathy Savage and some of them, that overview of our compensation plan was a way that I've never heard it. Super, super incredible. The best part for me was watching the comp plan scene. If you've never read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, he explains the four quadrants of making income. The thing I loved about this call is it was showing those quadrants with isogenics, which was incredible because I was like, oh my gosh, y'all, here I am. He's explaining and he's talking about the cycles. And I looked and I'm floating from that bottom left up to that top right quadrant. And when you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then you can come back and this will all make sense. But I definitely am the person that I want to be the CEO. I want you guys to out earn me. And so what I realized and what really all the light bulbs went off yesterday and listening to all this was just the reality of I do might have worked. So everything that I've done from the beginning, that might have worked. Like it's worked. I make a great income, a great residual income, whether I've been really, really great in my daily activity and running this business, or whether I'm not so great and everything's fallen to crap. This has proven to be an incredible model for residual income. But what I realized is, even though it's great for me, it's got to be great for the entire team. So in order to really be the CEO, it has to duplicate. So what I'm doing works, but what I'm doing must duplicate. And so in doing that, and then Cole asked an incredible question in our group yesterday, just so simple as, what do we do next? Like, where are these things written down? So I want to make sure that we take it back to the main thing. And I show you how quickly we are readily available to a set of tools that allows us to become duplicatable, because what you do might work and it might work well. Meaning, and I talked about mine and Stacy being different. What she does is not very process driven, but she is. And what I do is not very process driven. I very much am. And so I know that I'm attracting a lot of people that you guys need some tools. You need some help along the way, no matter what you're doing, whether you're waiting on people to come to you to share this, but especially if you're reaching out to people, because really the reason why Courtney's here and is so successful is because she literally took what I did with her and she just did it that exact same way. She didn't try to be the nurse expert and put in all of her opinions. She wasn't trying to be the business professional and give all the compensation plan away to the people that she was enrolling. No, she's waited on the people to show up and she's walked them through the process. That way, when they go, they duplicate that same thing. So that's so important when it comes to making that shift between doing something that's working. So we can be a sponsor monster is what they call it. Like you literally just sponsor a whole bunch of people and that will work for you. Okay. And I will tell you, you can make $100,000 a year residually being a sponsor monster. Okay. So don't get me wrong. This is why everything works. You can do it. But again, you're enrolling, which is great because the products are so great. So these customers keep on returning. But imagine if we can take it one more step and really grab a hold of the people that want to be on this call and want to do the extra step. They want to make money off of these products. So I'm going to show you that process today. So understand, this isn't icky. This isn't something that we're sharing. Not everyone has to do the business, but you have to set it. You have to say these things. You have to ask the questions to understand the people that either want to get their products paid for, they want some additional income to pay for a trip or an extra bill, or they want to be sitting here and they want to work this because they know their job's going to be taken over by a robot, or they know that they want to be home at home with their kids more, or they want to travel more. You might have people sitting there like that and they love these products just like you do. So you got to know the questions to ask. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Again, y'all know, just interrupt me because I'm not going to see you now when I go to share. So just stop me if you have any questions. Can y'all see my screen? Can you see the PVC 1, 2, 3? Okay. So again, when this process first went out, at first I was like, I don't want to follow a method. I like to just put things out there, whatever. And then when I came to realize PVC 1, 2, 3 is literally a way that you need to structure the way that you send messages. And it's already what we're doing. Okay, so this just really helps you teach your people where to find resources if they don't have your own. So Proctor, the people that you enroll are not going to have 100-pound transformation. You can share your story every day and it will not get old. It won't. You're going to inspire somebody every day by the different ways you show pictures, but then somebody else comes in and their pictures aren't as dramatic. Mine aren't. Mine did not resonate with people for a year long. My consistency might. Okay. So something like that, but I need some other stories to tell of other people. And that's where we really want to show these resources. So if you go to isogenicsbusiness.com, it takes you to this screen, or not this one, but you go to training up here at the top, and then simple system PVC 1, 2, 3. That's how you get to this site. Okay. And before you go writing everything down, and before you go and try to get these websites stored, just know that I have created, or I, along with a bunch of other people within Isogenics, because I just keep our team updated, have also poured all this stuff into the Boards app. And we'll talk about that second. So you have these at your fingertips that goes on an application on your phone called Boards, and it's all there. So just pay attention to the process here. So somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, what are you doing? That's usually the common question. I've seen some of your stuff. What are you doing? Usually your mind's going to go to, what do I say? So even if this is a guideline, this is a great starting point, but this is definitely what you want to give to your people that also want a tool. Like, hey, I want to start sharing. Where do I start? You want to bring them straight here. PVC method is pictures, video, cart. We already do this without thought because this is our process. So pictures we usually share on social media, or you're reaching out to a friend and you're giving them your pictures inside of a private chat, or you're showing them something else. You're showing them a lookbook or something. Let's just say they come in and they're wanting weight management. You click over here to the left on weight management. This process tells you what exactly to say. So I'm going to read this just so you hear what it sounds like. So this is saying that the customer asked, what particular nutrition system do you follow? This gives the answer. That's so great. Check out these pics from the one I've been using. You'll love it. It's been the best I've seen out there because there isn't any artificial stuff in it. I'm so confident you're going to be impressed with the results you see in these people. Okay, so y'all know I don't sound exactly like that, but that's exactly what I say when I'm saying, like, Rocky put me in a three-way message. I said, you've already seen the incredible results out of Rocky and Melissa. The research is in the results. They've already seen the picture. I'm going to go straight to step 2 because they've seen these. I don't need to show additional pictures, but you will have some that will say, what are you doing? And throwing a couple of pictures at them, y'all, you have no idea. Sometimes it doesn't feel that great, but people need to see that. They need to see validation, and they want to see that you've got something to show them. And then, but if they've already seen the pictures, you're going to the next thing. And then you say, check out this video. Now I have the verbiage inside of Boards app that I send with this video. So you can literally grab that verbiage, grab this video word for word. I worded that in a way that it sounds good sending over text where you don't ever have to send your voice. Okay. And then this is the video I like to send. Either this one or that 6-minute one that has the athletes on there. I didn't like that we had about 15 videos to choose from when I first started. I thought it was way too many. I had to go watch them, figure out which one was best, really decide based off of who I was speaking to. And that sometimes made me stall. So with that said, use this one. It's great. It's wonderful. It's proven, and it's so short because this is done recently. So this is the most updated and it's really crisp. So that's inside a board. So just use that video. I've never gotten a bad response from that. Like, it's always, thank you. It explains exactly what you need without over talking it. So before you send more, or before you say more, follow the process that's duplicatable. Send the video with the script. Don't say anything else. Just do that step. And then when they say, okay, what's next? Or what I like to say in that message is, this is going to prompt some great questions for us to go over. And then I'll usually ask questions. Are you going to have a chance to watch this? Or I'll go back and say, hey, have you had a chance to watch it? What questions do you have? Almost always they come back and say, that sounds great. What's next? Or something to that extent. Next, you're going to send them a cart and you're going to explain the carts. Inside of boards, I have this all laid out for you. And that's because I've said this so many times to so many people. And I can tell you, sitting right here after 5 years, guys, it's literally presenting what you believe in to the person on the other side of the call. So Proctor, I'm going to call you out here for a second, because Proctor called me with a question sometime this weekend. Somebody came to him and he said, and she said, I'm going overseas. I just want convenient nutrition. I don't want a diet. I just want something that I know is going to be great quality nutrition that I can travel with. And Proctor got a little stalled because he's like, what do I do? Because he knows the packs, right? We sell the value, the premium pack. He knows the packs. Well, here's the thing. Packs are easier, but it's by far, it's not the only thing in our store. And what I did is I went and got to know my store. You know, a doctor doesn't go into an operating room without an anatomy and physiology background, right? A mechanic doesn't work on your car without knowing where the engine is. You got to know what you have here to be able to go ahead and present that. In Proctor's case, he just didn't want to break duplication. And I think that's amazing. I mean, that's a great issue to have when you go, gosh, I just don't know what I have, because you're not going to mess up very much. You're going to always give people what they need, set them up for success. But one thing that you get better on with experience, and notice I said you didn't get it wrong, but one thing you'll get better on is really just listen to people and lead them to the answers, lead them to what you already know. So in that case, I said, well, she's wanting an everyday shake pack. She needs enough for this long. She's only wanting about 1 shake a day. This is the best way to financially get it, because she's going to get some discount. She's buying it in a pack. That's a qualifying pack for you. We just talked about it. So boom, they are done. You know, he's going to throw in, hey, I gave you the travel packets instead of the canisters. That's a lot better to travel with. So boom, he's done. Now, then you're sending the cart. And when you send the cart, use the language that I provided inside of boards, or right here. This is what it is. Make sure you're telling them of that subscription. And if you see, I didn't love their wording. So if you look at their wording and you look at mine, I went based off of experience. I changed that a little bit. You might cater mine a little bit more. That's how, when we're talking about not using a process, that's how we're really making human, or tying the connection between what sounds good to us and what is very much duplicatable. Because again, if you're hearing my verbiage over and over, you're going to duplicate that. That's great. We're in process. We're all rowing the same way. Okay. So when I send that cart, I make sure to talk about the subscription up front. I don't want to surprise my customers. I don't want them to open their cart and ask me, what's this extra cost? I want them to know that that's the best way that they have savings. And I want them to know what that means, that they're not going to be charged, and that them and I are going to work together to figure out whatever they need for the next month. And we're going to change that. I want to make that crystal clear. So that is in the text message. Okay. So remember, solving that up front and being duplication driven, being process driven when you're sending a cart. This is why, so that you really know what you need to say up front when you're sending that. And then don't say anything else. You've presented the cart and you've asked the question, which one would you like to start with? Which one sounds great to you? Ending in a question is sales 101 or human 101. How are you going to know what they want if you don't ask them what they want? You know, and we all want to be sold to. We all don't. I don't want the decision of where to go to dinner every time. I don't want you to ask me, Michael, I don't want to make the decision for Friday night. I want to be told most of the time when I'm being sold to. If I am talking to somebody that's selling outfits and I just say, hey, I want to support you, you know, what would I like best? I don't want them to say, well, this is good and this is good and this is good. So many options. I'm going to get confused, a little overwhelmed, and I'm going to shut the link, right? I'm not going to go back to that because I'm a little overwhelmed. So being concise, you know that you won't stall if you'll just use this process. Okay. So use that verbiage, use the process so that you don't stall. Okay. Now I'm going to go back because the next step, the 1, 2, 3 part, how do I go back? Oh, there we go. The 1, 2, 3 part is really where the magic happened for me. Here's the shift in my business. And I'm going to be very vulnerable here for a second, guys. So I'm just going to be honest with you as a leader. It's been sloppy. It's been real sloppy. And I feel I'm a great leader and that I've led most of my life, but I still don't feel like I'm quite getting it right. But I'll tell you, a prayer was majorly answered when when Isagenix came forward with this, because until this, I literally was begging for an organization system and a way to ask people the simple question about sharing in a way that was very process driven and very duplicatable. Because what I realized is the way I was doing it didn't sound good at all. It was bad. It was just bad. And so that became duplicatable. And I realized that all of my hesitations and all of the ways that I was icky about it became what everybody else did. So here's what I did. I put this question, this 1, 2, 3 method into that first email that all of you should be sending. As soon as a customer signs up with you, as soon as they send that link, you should be sending them my email. I made this up. I've sent it to you guys. If you don't have it, it is inside of Boards app, but you do have to copy and paste that. I like to forward you the email because then you have all the formatting. Okay, so this email is so important that your customers get this email because I've taken them through all these things, which is, hey, after they sign up, now the magic happens. We get so caught up in just signing people up that we forget what happens after the sign up is every part of duplicating your business. Every single part of that happens right after they sign up. We can't start thinking about the next sign up. That's the most important person right then and there. So as soon as they sign up, they get a first touch email. And that's what I call, that's the first touch, because I'm asking them to join Nurtured Life. It's the number one thing. I've asked them to join Nurtured Life. I've asked them to download the ISA Life app. I've asked them to log on and make sure that they see that auto ship date and learn that they have a whole store there. Once they go to Nurtured Life, I have all the resources there to tag them. Like Cole asked something about pregnancy. If they're pregnant, I'm going to go over to Nurtured Life and I'm going to type pregnancy in the search tag. Y'all, we've covered everything in Nurtured Life. So bet your money that if you follow the process of giving them that first email, you have them in good hands. We're going to help coach them, but you got to get them in that group. So that's got to be process number 1. Which also requires you to go into our chat and just say, hey, make sure you approve this person. Okay, so that's your first step, is giving them that email, getting them approved in a Nurtured Life. Inside that email also is this question. It asks them at the end, because I also send a voice clip with this. And I say, at the end of that email is going to be a question. This question that really helps me coach you. It lets me know how to guide you. This doesn't mean that you're doing the business. We just have the best referral program around. So let me know if you're a 1, 2, or 3, so I know how to guide you. I get answers that way. Now, it can just be in your email. If you don't like that, cool. It can just be in your email. If you don't get an answer, just know you don't know what they are yet. Cole didn't give me an answer. She just asked in our chat yesterday. She needs a process because she's a 3. She's going for this full time. She's running and she just decided. She's been a customer of mine since last year. Her family's been customers of mine for 2 years. Her sister played volleyball for me. Like, again, they can be in there, but she never gave me an answer. So why did she just now come around? Because every chance I got, I made sure she knew that her story can make money, that she can get residual income. And I kept dripping and I kept saying, because I do believe that. I'm just being human. And now look, she wants number 3. So now it's, hey, let's make sure we get these processes to you. Cole, you're not on here. I'm recording this for you. Thank you for letting me use you as an example today. So she went to do something with lunch with her daughter, but that's just a great example and why we really want to make sure we say that. So again, if they click, if you go 1, 2, 3, let's just say, let's go use collagen, because I'm always using nutrition. Collagen, even easier. I don't say, hey, you're going to have results, people are going to notice. I'm going to say, you know, you're going to know a lot of people that are going to want this collagen just like you. If you get 2, this is the referral, you get 20% of referral bonus. I just talk money with collagen because I always just say, if you know a lot of people, I promise you're going to have a lot of people to share this with. And I just want you to know this is the easiest product to get residual income and get your products paid for. Collagen to me has been so easy to share, and I'm not scared at all to send that image that shows them how much they get. That's inside of boards, them getting 20%. Share 2, get 20%. So that's right there. So collagen, again, here's the video, the 1, 2, 3. If they're collagen, it goes here. There's a community group here. You see there's a video here for them to share. All of their resources are right here. And all you have to do is just lead them to this website. Just right here. That's it. That's it. That tells them everything. So I'm going to see, let me go. I think I have to stop share. Let me switch my screen here. Give me just a second. Are there any questions so far? Is there anything in the chat too? Nothing in the chat. Y'all let me know or speak up if you got, where's that screen? Here we go. All right, so I'm about to share my screen. Now I'm going to go over to the boards app. So this is on my desktop, and I didn't know this for a little bit. I thought it was just an app, but if you do get on your desktop, it does kind of show you a little bit more organization and you can see it a little bit bigger. And then on your phone, it gets a little bit more user-friendly. However, it's a boards app, but it's a keyboard. So you can add this inside of the keyboard setting of your phone. And is when you're sending out messages or whatever to people, you can just use the keyboard and copy whatever you want to go over to your person. So I'm on this nutrition tab here of the boards app. As you see, it's got PVC step 1. So as you see, we're already using this duplication. We might just not have referred to it like this, but it's step 1, step 2, step 3. So step 1 here. Now, remember we said most of ours look at pictures, right? Or most of ours are looking at our Facebook, but let's just say you didn't have that. So like, hey, thanks for inquiring. Now look, the best thing, like I use this in the airport. I told y'all, sometimes conversations have to happen really quick. This to me is the best resource, this lookbook, because you can click on this lookbook and you can quickly get to some pictures. You can talk about this, but you can be like young, old, men, women, black, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Our system, like, look how sexy we are, holding on to muscle, we're losing fat. You can see this in everyone. Like, we show that we have the sexiest diet, which isn't a diet. We're all about getting healthy, and there has to be balance because you can't hold on to muscle unless you're actually eating. So we don't see skinny flabs. So I'm like telling that while I'm flipping through pages. That's where using pictures can really help you there. How do I get out of that? No. Help me out. How do I close this? Shoot, y'all. I'm going to close this whole thing, aren't I? Escape. No, maybe this. Oh no. I don't know how to get out of this. Yeah, I told you I was about to just stop that. Oops, I just ended that. Okay. So I'm gonna stop that because I literally have 5 minutes and I wanted to open it up real quick at the end. But that lookbook, and then inside of board, you have step 2, which is here's the video. And let me read that real quick because I told y'all I had different verbiage. And look how quick I can get to it. Y'all, I just grab my phone. I go to nutrition. I go to step 2. Boom, I have it pulled up right away. That's what's important. You got to be able to find these things right away so that you don't stall, so you don't get confused and you don't use emotion. You just do process. You just use your process. Check out this 3-minute video on what sets our nutrition apart from anything else and why people are seeing such incredible results with our system. This will raise some great questions. Then I can go over ways that you need to get started. Boom. Send the video link. Give them about 10 minutes. Go back and just say, what do you think? Do you have any questions? Send a voice clip and say, hey, will you reach out when you get done watching it? Whatever you need to do. I've done it a million different ways. It doesn't matter, but that's where the follow-up happens. And you get back and then you go to step 3, which is right here, sending the link. And I have the verbiage right here for sending the link. Here's the good, better, best pack. This is personal. You don't have to, but I'm going to tell you, when sending the link, it is very great for you to send a voice clip and say, here's the differences. And I start at the top and I say, the value pack's my favorite. It's what I sign up with the most. The biggest difference there are the vitamins and the greens. Okay. Vitamins, energy. If you're not getting your greens in, tons of fiber, energy, things like that. If you're not sleeping well, you definitely have a micronutrient deficiency. I had a lady the other day start with the vitamin pack because she's losing her hair by the handfuls. And I said, no matter what, we got to get vitamins in your body. That's most important. And then we'll build a pack from there. Okay. So I talk about the vitamins. And then I say the next pack down, if you really don't want to start with the vitamins or the greens, or you're not having any kind of deficiency that makes you think you're low in some levels, then go with a premium pack. That's going to give you enough snacks. That's going to give you everything you need, but the snacks are crucial here. And that's what I hate about the basic pack. It just doesn't come with those packs. And I promise you're going to be borrowing snacks from me, or you're going to be, Angel had to put something in the box this morning about, hey, please bring me some snack bites. She had to have snack bites. Guys, she said, I have to have them. She didn't say I need them. She said, I have to have them. We feel that way, right? We feel that way about our snacks. Make sure you communicate that to them, or else they really will be calling FedEx and they'll be paying extra for shipping because they're going to want it by their second cleanse day, because they're going to see us talking about it and all the things. Tell them that over voice clip. Those will get shorter. Those will get better. Those will get easier. As you do more and more of them, let it be sloppy at first. That's totally okay. But leaving them your voice there will definitely help set aside the differences way better than that perfectly explained picture. It's a great picture. It breaks it down, but your voice really, really comes across clear. Give them your personal testimony to that, or give them what I just said. Use that verbiage. I must say one more thing about telling these packs. I remember the leader that I watched out of Canada go on her story, and she said, I've got a live and I'm opening the box on this live video. And I got on her live and I recorded that live opening the box video, and I learned every product from that live. And it was only because I caught her story. I played that video so many times. It's still on the favorites of my phone, and I'll show you that one day. If y'all want to see that, you'll see how I learned how to talk about the packs. I said it over and over and over and over again, because that was my handbook. That's what I know. Like, that's where I struggled. I struggled with my posture and the way I talked. And that's honestly where I was stalling. I knew the times where I was pausing, and I knew the times I could get better. If you have those times, it's just like anything else. Like Monique's on here. I can guarantee you, Monique has gotten in front of a mirror and practiced a speech over and over and over, because it's the way you connect with your audience. Confidence connects with your audience. Your confidence, the way you speak about your conviction, your integrity comes across in the way that you speak and how prepared you are. So just as prepared as giving the packs, it's just as important that you're prepared to give your story. Those two things will guide you through the process. But I beg of you guys, just so that you don't have something like me where your downline comes in and says, what do I do? Is there a process to follow? Let's make sure we guide each other. Let's make sure we keep duplicating the things, because you never know if somebody like that is going to come in and they're ready when they're ready. You know, I just found out one of my clients is a neurosurgeon here in town, and he told me it's in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be no techs. There will be no surgery techs, no medical techs, no radiology, things like that. They're gonna do away with some of these professions, especially like in the younger years, if they're younger and they're into this. And the nurses are my biggest clientele. I'm reaching out because I have something that's in their interest and it's going to make residual income. And we want to start thinking now. I had no idea, but you guys know AI is here. AI is coming, it's here. And that's one of the biggest buzz things that I hear. And people are worried. People are scared. Their eyes are open, they're thinking. And so you want this process because this is someone's work guide. This is your handbook. You might be doing it casually because you only need casual money. I needed full-time money. I needed a full-time career. I needed to stop taking those interviews that didn't feel right. I needed purpose. I needed passion. I needed all those things to give in me what I was called to do. You're going to reach out to people like that. This duplication, this process will make that so much more simple for you so that way you don't stall and you don't lose the connection. You're just the bridge. So even if you're not the person sitting here in my shoes wanting this full-time and wanting to be the millionaire that has other people in their teams that are making double to mine residually, like I want you guys to make more. I want you guys to do that. If you want that, just be the bridge. Right now, I'm the bridge to you guys doing better than me. Come beat me while I slow down in my business. And it's not even a beat. It's just so that you have the tools too. You can do this completely different, but we all have this set of tools that's brilliantly given to us by a company who's showing that this is proven every single time. So follow the duplication the best that you can, but be human doing it. Know that there is no perfect way, but this is the way that duplicates. So what you're doing might be working, and it might be working great, just like mine did for years, and it makes really good income. My goal now is to make sure that you guys do well too, because this is a profession. This is not just this will absolutely solve a lot of problems for a lot of people on many levels, more than financial. Y'all know that. So I do have 2 chats here. Let me make sure I check that. Minimize bottom right. Michael, you might have to minimize bottom right. I'm not sure. Did you want me to speak on that? Did I miss that statement a while? I probably missed that and something else I said, and that would probably make sense. I don't, but okay. I'm going to stop.